On the backstretch, Michael Andretti. The car number is 18. It is a 1988 March. It is powered by a Cosworth racing engine.
Cosworth is one of the engines that we used to have an awful lot of here at the Speedway. We still have a lot of them, but they're slowly fading on the power department.
I suspect that the team will, in fact, take this speed as Michael Andretti comes onto the main straightaway, completing his fourth and final lap. And the checkered flag flies. Michael Andretti has now completed a qualification run at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway. The final lap at 210.069 miles an hour. His average for the 4 laps, 210.183 miles an hour. And that should be good enough to put Michael Andretti on the outside of the front row. So Michael Andretti becomes the 6th qualifier at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway. On the pole, for the moment at least, is Al Unser. We'll be back with more live from Indianapolis.
All right, where's Joey? He should be back by now.
Here he is.
Let me explain something, kid. The winner here can take home $500,000.
I know.
You win with 1 battery. That's not it.
Since 1971, more Indy winners have started with the same Sears diehard you can buy for your car than with any other battery in the world.
So what's little dandruff?
Okay, imagine you're at the social event of the year, and your dream girl says hello, just as you do this. Her first impression? What a hunk, and only a few flakes.
Give me a break.
The breaks are, you never get a second chance to make a first impression.
So?
So regular shampoos won't fix your problem. Try this.
Head and Shoulders? But you don't have dandruff.
Bingo.
Head and Shoulders, because you never get a second chance to make a first impression.
Quaker State. The big Q stands for quality. The engine in the new Quaker State Porsche Indy car develops 750 horsepower, so it takes an oil this good to protect it. At 11,000 RPM, engine temperatures soar to 800 degrees. Quaker State's advanced QSX formula is proven to run clean for unbeatable protection. And the Quaker State that protects this engine on the track is the same Quaker State you buy right off the shelf. Quaker State. The big Q stands for quality. Always has, always will.
Listen to the heartbeat. Listen to the heartbeat of America. Oh, yeah.
Moving into more car doesn't have to be expensive or boring. Today's Chevrolet Celebrity. It's for people who've grown up without growing old.
The heartbeat of America. Chevrolet. That's today's Chevrolet.
Today, top divers meet at the International Invitational Diving Championships. Plus, Ali Sheba and Bet Twice in the Pimlico Special. All live on ABC's Wide World of Sports.
We're back at time trials at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway. The run for the pole, the crowd in a truly festive mood. They don't give the official attendance here at the Speedway ever, but the best guess today might be in excess of 200,000 folks crowding into this giant stadium. We are qualifying, and so far there have been 10 cars presented at the line. 9 of those passed inspection. Johnny Rutherford did not and was forced to pull out of the line. 3 cars waved off, and we have 6 qualified. The fastest of those 6 so far, Al Unser, the defending champion. One of the cars that had a problem when he tried to get started was Bobby Rahal. Now Brian Hammonds has that story.
Well, Bobby Rahal was in tech, and then he had a broken fuel pump cable. He flunked tech inspection. They put him at the end of the line. You can see Bobby back here now passing the time as his crew makes some repairs to the car. He will be okay. He'll be back out later today.
We saw Michael Andretti as we take a look at Bobby Rahal holding a conversation on the wall, certainly disappointed with the fact that he was not able to present the car. They spend Bobby all morning getting up, getting ready to do this, trying to back time themselves to the moment when they will actually qualify.
Well, they certainly do, Paul, and let me just make a note on that real quick with Rahal's problem. The fuel pump in this particular car, or these cars, don't set on the engine like we think fuel pumps do on normal cars. It actually sets away from the engine. It's got a cable that runs it.
There's another great view of this massive crowd that is here at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway today. Well, you know, during May here at Indianapolis, there is a very special time. It comes at the end of the day when the track is cool, the winds are calm, and the speeds are fast. Well, yesterday, Jack Arute took us back and walked through the happy hour.
It's 5 o'clock in Indianapolis. 1 hour to go. It's what we Speedway fans lovingly call the happy hour.
When the sun starts to set and the temperatures go down, speeds tend to go way up. That's why the last 60 minutes of every practice day is called the happy hour.
For the guys that can go fast, it makes them happy. And the guys that don't, it makes them sad.
When the cars come out for the last run of the day, drivers want one thing, to post the fastest time of that day. Although the only prize is pride and perhaps a psychological edge.
When you try to measure up with the caliber of a Rick Meir or the Penske team, and if you can outdo them in that moment, yes, pride does set in.
There's definitely a lot of pride in being on top at the end of the day. Even though it doesn't pay anything each day, definitely a lot of pride.
This week, happy hour was the backdrop for a duel between Rick Mears and Mario Andretti. Neither wanted to leave the track while the other could possibly post a faster time. Mears was the first to set the standard on Wednesday when he posted a time of 220.967 miles per hour. But the next day, Andretti came back at 221.565. And then last night, the story took one more turn during the draw for today's qualifying order.
Here we go. One.
The Mears team didn't have the same kind of luck, though, pulling a much later start.
5, Rick Mears, here we go. 61st position. 61.
The draw over, and the practice is finished. Last night, all that remained were the pit crews, working into the late hours, hoping somehow to recapture for just a few laps today that magic and euphoria of speed that's called the happy hour.
And you know what's astounding about happy hour at the Speedway? On an ordinary practice day, there is a crowd here that is larger than the attendance at most races around the world. Let's go to the pits now. Michael Andretti has completed his qualification run. You saw it. He's now with Jack Arute.
Well, Paul, just a moment ago, Michael Andretti said if it would rain right now, I'd be happy. I don't blame you. You'd be planked on the outside of the front row, but do you think you're going to stay there?
I don't think I'm going to stay there. You know, realistically, I'll probably be about, hopefully in the top 10. You know, that's what we're hoping for.
What about your expectations for this year? You know, you came highly touted over the last couple of years, but you still really haven't been able to get on track thus far in the season. What about Indy?
Well, Indy's been tough for us for some reason, but you know, the first two races, I think we were a lot closer than a lot of people thought, and but here at Indy, we've been struggling a bit, and you know, we still have 2 weeks to go before the race, and hopefully we'll get it figured out.
Well, you can be sure that he'll be looking for a spot at that start-finish line. In fact, when you talk about the start-finish line, you're looking at a yard of bricks, and that's all that remains of the track that was built back in 1911. There's been some 54 different drivers that have crossed that line to go to IndyCar immortality, but no finish was any more famous than that back in 1982.
Sam, we've got a trophy dashed to the finish line. If this stays this way, there's never been anything like it. The closest finish in the history of Indianapolis was in 1937, 2.16 seconds. There's Dina Mears. Her man is the man that's closing on the leader.
Yep. Look at Mears pour it on, Jim. I know when you're this close, I mean, you can reach out, you can feel that guy ahead of you. And look at Mears now. Here's John Cock taking a fairly moderate line, and Mears is catching him. Look at his speed off that turn.
I've never seen anything like it. There they go. 2 laps to go. There's time to catch him if he can do it. Rick Mears, his wife. The stopwatch, 0.63 seconds between them.
I don't have to tell you what's going to happen if he catches him. It's going to be, I mean, this is extremely dangerous business right here.
I don't think I've ever seen an open-wheel car race with people this close at the finish.
No, and never so fast. I mean, these laps in the high 190.
Look at this.
Dina there. All right.
He may do it.
Yeah, he may. He's that close. Look at that shallow line.
They're going to get the white flag. There'll be 1 lap to go. As he moves along, is he going to do it? The white flag out. This is the final lap.
Going down into the first turn. What? No. Gordon held him off there going into that first turn.
Over the roar of the engines, you can hear the 400,000